everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another Zen Chin yoga class. For today's class, you don't necessarily need your props, but again, they're always welcome. If you're going to use your props, I would recommend having 2 blocks handy and then maybe have your blanket just in case. Gather your props and meet me on the mat laying on your back. Let's begin laying on our back. Bring your feet out as wide as the edges of your mat and let your knees gently drop in towards one another. You can let your hands rest at the sides, or you can have them rest on your belly. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart if you'd like. Just find what's comfortable for you in this moment. And we're just going to take a couple of breaths to bring us into the here and into the now. Take a couple deep, long inhales through your nose. And deep, long exhales out your mouth. One more, inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. And take the next few breaths, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. And as you do that, you might find yourself noticing the quality of your breath. Maybe you'll take this time to do a quick body scan, starting at the top of your head and moving all the way down to your toes. Just checking in with your body, seeing how things are going. If you would like, in this moment, you can set an intention for yourself. All intentions are welcome. Take one more deep inhale through your nose. And exhale, sigh it out your mouth. Inhale once more. And on this exhale, gently open your eyes, allowing your eyes to adjust to the light in the room and to your surroundings. On your next inhale, walk your feet in towards one another and bring your knees in towards your chest. Begin to move through a couple rounds of hip circles. Just going to gently wake up our hips, wake up our back. Remember which direction you're going in. Okay, go ahead and begin to move in the opposite direction. We'll just do this a couple of times. Beginning to wake everything up very gently. On your next inhale, come back to center, hold onto your right shin, and let your left leg drop to the mat, straighten it out. Pull your right knee in as close to your chest as you can. And we're just going to stay here for a couple of breaths. You could invite some movement into your foot if you like to do some ankle rolls. Once again, we're just trying to slowly wake everything up. On your next inhale, release your right, well, you hold on to your shin, but just release that hold. And then just begin to move your right shin into little circles. So we're just trying to wake up this hip joint. Okay, and then go ahead and move in the opposite direction. Still trying to maintain and find that balance. Remembering to breathe, and you don't have to move very fast. You can move your circles really slow. Your circles don't have to be very big. They can be small circles. You'll get, doesn't matter, either way, you'll still receive the same benefits. Okay, finish that circle you're on, and then stop right there in the middle. Grab onto the outside of your right foot. Pushing through your heel, bring your foot up towards the sky, and gently pull your right knee in towards your right armpit. And this, we are moving into a half baby pose. Half happy baby, that's hard to say. If you need to, maybe your lower back is feeling a little finicky, feel free to bring your left knee up, planting your left foot on the mat, or you can leave it out straight. But just gently, you can rest your left hand on your left thigh to help keep your left thigh in place, but just gently pull your right knee in towards your your right armpit. And again, you don't have to move very deep. We're just waking everything up. Release that hold. Bring your left knee in to meet your right. Hold onto your left knee and then let your right leg straighten out on the mat. Hold onto your left shin, and on your inhale, pull your left knee in towards your chest. And we'll hold here for a couple of breaths. Release that hold and move your left knee into little circles. Doesn't matter which direction you start in, just remember, because we're going to reverse that here in a little bit. And we're just warming up that left hip joint. And then finish that last circle you're on and reverse your direction. Finish that circle, come into the center, grab onto the outside of your left foot, bring your foot up towards the sky, pushing through your left heel, and pull. Gently pull your knee in towards your left armpit, keeping your back flat. Again, if you need to bend your right knee, you can do that or leave it straight. It might feel a little bit different than the other side. Each side's a little different. But we will stay here for a couple of breaths. On your next inhale, release that hold and bring your right knee in to meet your left. Bringing both knees in towards your chest. Let your feet land on the mat. Bring your right heel to come underneath your left knee. And gently take your right hand and gently push your right thigh away from your body. And you'll feel a little bit of an extension through your spine. It's kind of like you're stretching out. But we're going to we're going to be doing some work with our inner thighs in our hips. So we want to get some blood flowing there and telling our body to wake up a little bit. Flex your right foot. This will help protect your knee as well. Just little things that you can do to show your body some love. On your next inhale, bring your hands through, grabbing onto, you can either grab onto your left shin or underneath your left knee. But find what works for you, because you're going to begin to feel the stretch right through your right, the outside of your right thigh. Again, you can flex that right foot and gently guide your left knee in towards your chest. And we are going to stay here for a couple breaths. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, bring everything, both your feet back to the mat. Inhale, lift your left leg and cross your ankle underneath your right knee. Take your left hand and gently push your left thigh away from your body. And as you do that, you'll feel a little bit of an extension in your spine. It feels really good. You're kind of giving your back a stretch as well. But just gently guide that knee away. Flex your left foot, protecting that knee. Stay here for a couple of breaths. On your next inhale, lift your right knee in towards your chest, take your arm through and grab onto either your right shin or underneath your right knee. And gently pull your knee in towards your chest. You'll feel that stretch on the outside of your left thigh. So find where you start to feel that stretch, and then we will stay here for a couple breaths. Take a deep inhale, and then exhale, bring both feet back to the mat. Bring the bottoms of your feet in towards one another, letting your knees splay out to the side. Or move into a reclined butterfly. And you can take your hands, if you want a little bit more of a stretch in your back, you can take your hands, place them right at the hip joints, and gently push away. You're not literally pushing your feet away or anything like that, but if you gently push away a little bit, you can feel a little bit of a stretch in your back, an extension in your spine. And then just release. And you can rest your hands either to the floor next to your thighs. You can put your hands, lay them gently on your thighs to give them a little bit weight so they can stretch a little bit closer to the floor. This is a very gentle opening, so don't force anything. I'm sure at this point your body's starting to wake up and getting a little curious about what we are doing. Stay here just for a couple more breaths. On your next inhale, gently guide your knees back up towards one another, feet planted on the mat. Extend your right arm up overhead. Drop your knees over to the right, roll over to the right, and gently push yourself up with your left hand. And we're going to come on over into a tabletop position. So roll over to your hands and knees. Knees are stacked right underneath your hips. And your hands are right underneath your shoulders or just slightly in front of them. Let's move through a couple rounds of cat-cows. So on your inhale, drop your belly towards the mat, extend through your spine, open your heart, gently gaze up. Exhale, round your spine, letting your head drop in between your arms, pushing the mat away. Inhale, extend into cow. Exhale, round to cat. One more. Inhale, extend. And exhale, round your spine. Inhale, come to a neutral position. Now we're going to walk our hands. So we're going to keep our knees and our hips where they're at. And we're just going to gently walk our right hands out at an angle. And we're going to move through a couple of cat-cows on this side. It's going to feel a little funky, so just go where your body is okay going. So on an inhale, gently drop your belly towards the mat, extending through your heart, opening through your chest. Gently gaze up. Exhale, round into your cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale, round. Inhale. Extend your spine. Exhale, round. Inhale, come to a neutral spine. And we're just going to move our hips back towards our heels. Just to kind of further warm up our hips. Okay, do one more and then come back into the neutral position, and then we're going to walk over and do that on the left side. So inhale, extend your spine into cow. Exhale, round into cat. Inhale, extend. Try to keep your hips stable and keep your legs. You don't want to move your hips too much. One more. Inhale, extend. And exhale, round. Inhale, come to the neutral. And then exhale, hips back towards your heels. Let's do two more. Inhale, exhale, come back. And inhale, come back into the center. Move your hands back into a neutral tabletop. Big toes touch, knees go out to the edge of the mat, and come back into a child's pose. Wide-legged child's pose. On your next inhale, walk your hands over to the right, stacking your left hand on top of your right. And then exhale, lower your head towards the mat. And just between your arms. Inhale, look up, walk over to the left side. You don't have to stack your hands if you don't want to. Stacking your hands gives you a little bit more of a stretch. Stack your right on top of your left. Let your head drop in between your arms towards the mat, and let your hips move back towards your heels. Inhale, look up, walk your hands into the middle. Come on up into tabletop, tuck your toes and move back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, step your right foot, your left foot meets. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Remember, bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, come on up, arms up overhead. Exhale, lower your arms to your side. Inhale, extend your arms up overhead. Take your left hand and grab onto your right wrist. Inhale, extend, and exhale, gently bend over to the right, pushing your hips towards the right. We're just going to do a side stretch through our right side. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Inhale, come back up into the center. Grab onto your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale, extend, and exhale, gently bend over to the right, pushing your left hips towards the left side. Inhale, come back into the center. Exhale, forward fold, bending your knees if you need to. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into your plank. You can stay here or lower to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes back into downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, step your left foot in between your hands, ground down through your back right foot, and come on up into a warrior 2. Check your alignment. Left knee is stacked over your left heel. Your knee tracks in between your second and third toe, and the weight is pushed back through the back edge of your right foot. On an inhale, we're going to lift our arms, straighten our front leg. Exhale, bend your front knee. Inhale, lift, straighten. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, we're going to lower and windmill our hands so it's on either side of our front foot, stepping back into plank. You can stay here or lower to your belly, however you need to. You can drop to your knees first. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Tuck your toes back into a downward facing dog. All right, inhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Ground down through your back foot, left foot. Come up into warrior 2 on this side. Check your alignment. Ground down through the back edge of your back foot. Right knee stacks over your right ankle. On an inhale, we're going to straighten our front leg, straighten your arms. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And on this exhale, we're going to lower, bend your knee, windmill your hands down so it frames your front foot. Step back into your plank. You can stay here, lower to your belly. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Tuck your toes. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, step your right foot, left foot meets. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we rise, arms up overhead. Exhale, lower your arms to the side. We're going to move through that side stretch again. So inhale, arms up overhead. Take your left hand, grab onto your right wrist. Inhale, extend, and exhale, bend towards the left, guiding your hips towards the right. Inhale, come back up to center. Grab on to your left wrist. Inhale, extend. Exhale, side bend to the right. Hips move towards the left. Inhale, come back into center. And exhale, lower your arms. Bring your feet out, hips distance apart. Turn your toes out, your ankles, your heels turn in, and we're going to sit down into our Malasana squat. So get your feet situated, and then exhale, lower. You might have to bring your feet out really, really wide. If you want your feet to face towards the front, feel free to do so. Bring your hands to heart center. Extend your spine. I like to invite a little bit of movement here. If you have your block, you can sit on your block here if you'd like. This is just a really nice way to wake everything up. I think I heard somewhere that it's called waiting for the train or something like that. So if you ever find yourself waiting for a train or the bus or anything like that, sit back in this squat. Why not? Feeding two birds with one scone. People might look, but who cares? Maybe you can get more people to squat with you. Okay, on your exhale, you're gonna drop your hands to the front of your mat, lean forward so that you can step back into your plank. I'm gonna move back a little bit because I moved off onto my mat. So come into your plank. You can stay here. You can drop to your knees first if you'd like, but come to your belly. Untuck your toes. Come up into an upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, tug your toes, and move back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Step your left foot in between your hands. Ground down through your back heel. Come on up into that warrior two. Inhale, flip your front hand palm up towards the sky. Extend forward and reverse your warrior. Inhale and exhale, bend a little bit more into that front knee. Inhale, come up to your warrior two. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Step back into your plank. Exhale to your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes and come back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward. Ground down through your back heel. Come on up into warrior two on this side. Inhale, flip your right palm up towards the sky. Lean, reach forward, and reverse your warrior. On your exhale, bend more in the front knee. Inhale, come up to your warrior two, and exhale, frame your foot, step back into your plank, lower to your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, back into a downward facing dog. Now inhale, look forward, step your left foot in between your hands, and we're gonna come into a wide leg forward fold, right? And so you might find that it helps to turn your toes in a little bit and your heels out. You'll find some more space. Feel free to use your blocks if you have them handy. Otherwise, we're gonna grab onto our opposite elbows and just let gravity help us stretch everything out. So we're gonna stay here for a couple of breaths. Again, if movement calls, if movement arises at the surface, go with it. Body is trying to get rid of some energy here. Inhale, come back to the center. Stay for the exhale. Hands to your hip. Inhale, come on up. Now, we are going to move into a dynamic skandasana. So, everybody does theirs a little bit differently. So you have to turn your left foot out a little bit, your right foot will come out a little bit. But we're literally just gonna come down. So we're gonna bend our right knee, come up on our left heel, and we're just gonna move just like this, very gently. This one's really hard for me to find because I feel like it's different every time. But we're not gonna go low, we're just moving back and forth a couple of times. And make sure that you're not leaning forward, but that you're keeping your spine straight and neutral as much as you can. All right, so inhale, come up. Turn your left foot out. Find your balance. Come up on, woo, my balancers. My balance is different all day. But bend your left knee and come back into your plank. You can stay here or bend your knees, come down to your belly. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. All right, inhale, step your left foot forward in between your hands again. Exhale, ground down through your back foot. Come into the middle again, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, hands to shin. Inhale, your hands to your hips. Stay for the exhale, and then inhale. Come on back up. Now, let's get into our goddess pose. You might have to walk your heels in a little bit, but your toes are going to point out, heels in, bending your knees. See if you can get so that your knees don't extend too far beyond your toes. Straighten your spine. We can stay here. Bring your hands to heart center. And we'll stay here for a couple of breaths just to get ourselves situated. Again, if you want to invite some movement. So we're moving to that Skandasana, what we did before, but we're actually going to hold it. So you pick which side you want. Turn. I'm going to move to my left, so I'm going to turn, come up onto my right heel, and then I'm going to bend into my left knee. My bottom is going to go towards the mat. You can have your hands at heart center. You can have your hands like mine. Just find your balance. And we're just going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Try to keep your spine straight. On your next inhale, come to the center, and we're going to move over and to the other side. I feel like a lot of people who are runners do this stretch quite a bit. I'm not sure what it is called for the runners, but we all get the same stretch no matter what it's called. All right, inhale, back into center. Come on over. Actually, let's stay here in the center. Hands to your hips. And on your next inhale, come on up. We're going to come back, step in the middle, bring your feet together and shake it out. Shake your legs out because we're going to move back into that goddess pose again. So, toes point out, heels come in. Sit back as if you're sitting, getting ready to sit on a seat. You can leave your hands here at your hips. Just stay here for a couple of breaths. On your next inhale, bring your hands, your arms out to a T. Stay here for a breath. And on an inhale, we're going to lift our arms, straighten our legs, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You don't have to go very deep. If you want to go deep, you can. Just, again, make sure your chest is not moving forward, that you're keeping your spine as straight as you can. Inhale, lift. Lower once more. Exhale, lower. And then inhale, we're going to lift. Step in. Shake it out. Let's step back into our goddess pose once more. Feet turn out. Sit back. Sit down into your goddess. Arms out to a T. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then bring your hands to your thighs. And we're just going to gently invite a little bit more movement. Twisting, a very gentle twist. Twisting our left shoulder towards our right knee, our right towards our left. All right, inhale, come on up. Step your feet in. Shake, 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 shake. Exhale, step it back out. Turn your feet out. Sit back into that goddess. Inhale, arms out at T. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, straighten. Reach. Exhale, lower. Now, you can either bring your right elbow towards your knee, or you can bring it all the way down to your hand down to the mat. Let's start here at the knee. Open your chest out to the left. When you're ready, on an inhale, bring your left arm up towards the sky. After a couple of breaths, you want to try to bring your right bicep towards your left ear. Or feel free to straighten your legs if you need to for a moment. You can try bringing your right hand to the mat. It's a little tricky. Bend, keep your legs bent into that goddess pose, and bring your arm up like that, up over your ear or straight up. On your next inhale, come on up, arms up overhead. Exhale, step your legs in, shake, shake, shake. We gotta do that on the other side. Your legs are probably very warmed up. If they're shaking, that's perfectly okay. Again, you don't have to step very wide either. If you have your blocks, you can have your blocks by your feet and reach for that as well. Otherwise, keep your elbow on your thigh when we move into it. So exhale, back onto the goddess. Turn your toes out, heels in. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, lower everything down. Make sure, get your balance, get your alignment. Sit back. Bring your left elbow towards your left thigh. Bring your right arm up, straight up towards the sky, opening your chest up towards the right. Try to keep yourself centered. I felt myself going like this. So keep yourself centered. And then if after a couple of breaths, you can bring your arm up, your bicep towards your right ear. Or straighten your legs if you need to take a break. You can bring your left hand to the mat on the inside of your left foot and bring your right arm up towards the sky like that if you'd like. If you have your blocks, you can do that. On your next inhale though, come on up, arms up overhead. Exhale, lower your arms, step your feet in together. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, inhale, come up to the front of your mat. Whew, my thighs are awake. All right, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, bending your knees if you need to. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, hands plant on the mat. Step, step, back into your plank. Save for the inhale. On your exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your knee forward and to rest right behind your right wrist. Make sure, look back to check that your left leg is straight behind you. Moving into our pigeon. If you feel yourself rolling off to the right, grab your block or a blanket and set it right underneath your right thigh. Hands out in front of you. Inhale, extend your spine, and exhale, fold over. Either come to your forearms or you can come all the way down, hands stack. Forehead can rest on your hands. Find your pigeon, and we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. On your next inhale, begin to rise. Come up onto your hands. Let's walk our hands over to the right. So it'll be on the side that you have your bent knee. And we're just going to walk our arms forward and just gently fold over that right knee. Coming down to your forearms. Do a little bit more of a stretch in our hip here. Making sure that you're not rolling off to the right. On your next inhale, straighten your arms, walk them back in. Come back into center. Tuck your left toes. Push up. Back into that three-legged dog with your right leg lifted. Exhale, lower. Now we got to do the other side. So inhale, lift your left foot up towards the sky. Exhale, bending your knee, bringing it up and behind your left wrist. Straighten your back leg. Peek back to make sure that you're straight and you're not rolling to either side. Again, this side might be a little different, so you might need some cushion underneath your left hip. So if you have your block or a blanket, you can go ahead and put that underneath there. Find your pigeon. Inhale, extend your spine. And then exhale, lower down either to your forearms, or you can stack your hands and fold over, resting your forehead on your hands. Find your pigeon, what works for you. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. On your next inhale, look up. Bring your hands, walk your hands in towards your thighs. Inhale, extend your spine. And then we're going to walk our hands over to the left, doing that forward fold, that stretch over your over your left knee, or whichever leg you have bent. Find your forward fold, your fold over this knee coming onto your forearms. And we're just going to stay for a couple of breaths to invite a little bit more of a stretch into that hip. Inhale, straighten your arms, walk them back in towards the center. On the exhale, we're just gonna roll over onto our left thigh. Bring your right leg forward. Stretch your left leg forward. Bend your knees, and we're gonna come down onto our backs. Lay down on your back, straightening up your spine. Bring the bottoms of your feet in towards one another and let your knees drop out into that reclined butterfly again. This time we're just gonna invite a little bit of movement, flapping your butterfly wings, I guess you could say, very gently, because your thighs and your legs, hips, everything is really activated right now. So very gentle movement. And then after a couple of breaths, find a moment of stillness and let your knees drop closer to the mat. You might find that you need to scoot your feet away from your body. That's fine. Just make sure that you're not arching your back. You want to keep your back somewhat flat on the mat. Obviously not all the way flat. We all have different things going on our spine. So take a moment to really tune into your body. If you feel a slight little bit of discomfort is usually okay. But if you feel that discomfort turning into any sort of pain, even if it's the slightest ping of pain, come out of it. We don't want to feel any pain. We want to move into where we feel that little bit of a stretch. There's no perfect poses. It's all about the experience, the connecting with your body, breathing into it. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. So if you need to, you can put your blocks underneath your thighs. But place your hands, either lay them down on the side, or you can have one hand over your belly and one hand over your heart if you'd like. Find your moment of stillness, close your eyes. I'm just going to take a couple of breaths, take this moment to reconnect with your inner world. On your next inhale, bring your hands to the outside of your thighs and use your hands to gently guide your knees in towards one another, bringing your feet flat on the mat. Inhale, bring your knees in towards your chest. Circle it out a little bit. Let your left foot come to the mat, crossing that ankle, your right ankle underneath your left knee again. Inhale, just lift everything up, grabbing onto your shin or underneath your left knee. Gently bringing your left knee in towards your chest. Take a moment to notice if your outer right thigh feels any different than from the beginning of class. Everything's warmed up now, so you might be able to move a little more into the stretch, but don't force anything. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lower your foot, both feet back to the mat. Bring your left ankle right underneath your right knee. Inhale, grab on to your right shin or underneath your right knee. Keep that left foot flexed and guide. Gently pull your knee in towards your chest. Again, take a moment to see if you notice any difference in the stretch outside your left thigh. Each side's a little bit different, which I find fascinating. I feel like we have one whole body, but then we have two sides. I don't know. Might just be me that thinks that, but take a deep inhale. Exhale, lower your feet back to the mat. Inhale, bring your knees in towards your chest. Bring your head up towards your knees. We're gonna do a big squeeze. And then on your exhale, drop back into your Shavasana. So your legs would be straight out, letting your feet drop out to the side. Let your hands open up towards the sky, your palms. Invite a gentle rolling of your shoulders under. Check that your shoulders are not up towards your ears. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, side out your mouth. One more time, inhale. Exhale out your mouth. Close your eyes. Continue your inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Check that you're not clenching your jaw. A lot of us do that. Check in on that. If you find yourself clenching your jaw, just gently open you can open your mouth or just invite a little bit of space between your teeth. Sometimes people like to stick their tongue in between their teeth. Just check, do a quick scan and make sure everything is relaxed. Tell your body it's okay to relax. We are safe. You can just drop in, feel that sensation of dropping in towards the mat. Quiet your mind, quiet your body, and take rest in your Shavasana. Begin to deepen your inhales, deepening your exhales. Invite some movement back into your body. Slowly bring you back onto your mat. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. On an inhale, bring your feet in, your legs in towards one another. Reach, stretch your arms up overhead. Keep your right arm stretched over. Bend your knees in towards your chest and roll over to the right side, letting your right ear rest on your right bicep. See if you can keep your eyes closed. As you're laying here in a fetal position, take this moment to honor yourself and thank yourself for taking the time to come to your mat today. On an inhale, push through your left hand, come up to a seated position. Again, see if you can come up, keeping your eyes closed. Extend your spine, let your hands either drop comfortably into your lap or along your thighs. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. On your next inhale, bring your hands to heart center in prayer. Gently bow your head towards your hands. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you love and be loved. Namaste. Thank you everyone so much for joining me on the mat today. I hope you enjoyed today's class and that you are charged up and ready to take on your day. Thank you again so much for taking the time to explore all these poses with me. I sincerely appreciate it, and I love having the support and knowing that I am supporting so many others on their yogic journey. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so that you receive the notifications and first dibs on any new videos that are uploaded to the channel. And then if you are interested, you can head on over to zenchenyoga.com and get signed up for the newsletter there. You will receive one newsletter each week. And in that newsletter, you will have the new yoga videos sent directly to your inbox. Plus, you will get a first look at the chinchilla of the week, which is so adorable. So if you're interested in that, head on over to zenchenyoga.com, get yourself signed up there. Again, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you all again very soon on your mat. Thank you so much.